In this video, I'm going to introduce you to the new life lesson module that has been built into Bitsems school management system. So to begin, I have two browsers open. So we can see one browser is on the left and another browser is on the right. So I have two separate browsers. One is going to simulate a student and the other is going to simulate an educator or a school admin. So I'll first log in on my left with the admin account, which is eduby2@yahoo.com. And this will log me in as a school admin. So I'm going to see different things than when I log in on the other side. So on my right, I'll click sign in and I will use kenny@bitsems.com. And this is a student account I created for myself. So as we can see, the tabs are different. We have online application on my right. It doesn't appear here because school educators don't do online application. So to begin, I'll start with the one on my left. I'll go to Bits eLearning. So I'll click on Bits eLearning. And then I'm going to select the first table that says live lessons. So when I click on live lessons, let me enlarge this a bit. Okay. So I'll click on the first which says live lessons and it gives me all the columns and I'll say show live lessons. So I can see here that I do have a live lesson for the subject is Introduction to Bits eLearning. The topic is a journey into the life lesson module. And I can see all the details about this lesson. So I'll click on join now. And it's now asking me for permission to use my microphone and my camera, which I will allow. Then it also asks me what am I willing to share. So I'll go to the Chrome tab. And I'm going to select the one that I want to share. So now I'm sharing my screen online. So on the student side, I will come here and then I will go to Bits eLearning. I can use this one, but for the purpose of demonstration, I want to access the same Bits eLearning this time on the sidebar. So when I come to the sidebar, I can also see there's Bits eLearning there. So I click and I can see I only have one table because as a student, I do not see much. So I'll click on the live lesson. I'll show the live lessons that are available. And this is going to show me that I also have this live lesson as a student. So I'll click on join. And this, as we can see, has the two connected. So now as a student, I can see everything the educator is doing. So let me now squeeze them so that we can see what is happening here. So on the educator side, I'm going to now start with writing my notes. So I'll say something like, hello, students. And as we can see, everything I'm doing on the left appears on the right for the student to see. I can also come, clean the board, draw a graph. Let's say I'm teaching mathematics. So I'll draw my graph. I'll put some values on the x-axis. So let's say this is 2, this is 4. This is 6, this is 8. Okay, let me make it 8, and this is 10. Then on my y-axis, I'll say 1, 2, 3, and then maybe 4. So I can see that everything I'm doing on my left side actually appears on the right. So I can plot some points and everything appears for the student. Now, on the student side, when I do select the student side and I move my mouse, you see I cannot write on the board. Only the educator is able to write on the board. The student cannot write on the board. Another feature I want to introduce is where the students are able to ask questions. So I will minimize this so that I can see, and then I will move it a little bit to the side. So let me minimize this also a little bit. Now I'm going to also simulate a student asking a question. So you need to click on the chat button and then it will open this for you. So you can ask a question like, what is a gradient? Or what is the gradient of this graph? So this is the question the student is asking. Now when I click send, the educator has also received, as we can see, the question the student at Bitsems is asking, what is a gradient? So we can answer by saying a gradient is the slope of the line, something like that. Now, when we click send, we can see that the student has also received. So students and the educator can send back and forth messages, chatting whilst the lesson is going on. So to continue my lesson, I close the educator side, and then I can make the screen big again, delete everything. And because the student asked about gradient, I can answer by writing equation of a gradient. I say m equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So now that I've done this, I can come back and tell the student that this is the equation of a gradient. So I can answer the student using the chat system, or I can also actually do stuff on the screen and the student will see. Thank you, and see you in the next lesson.